This is an iTalk 1067 Sports exclusive. Local sports are on iTalk 1067 and online at iTalk1067.com. Local sports is presented by Sholo Ford.
The 40, the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown Cougars. Kicks it out for Reisdorf. Reisdorf got the three.
Fastball grounded to third. Backhanded fair ball thrown home.
It's a fair ball. No one covering third and scooting over. Oh, that's Casey Kelly blocked by Greatness.
Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. And now, local sports on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Presented by Sholo Ford.
Welcome to Sholo, Arizona, home of the Cougars here. I am backstop alongside Ty Moore. This is Blake Murchison as we cover the Sholo Cougars heading off the Globe Tigers today in a playoff game. This is a one-and-done situation, I believe, Ty, and these guys are looking to move on. Each team looking to get a win here, obviously, and taking the move on. And so this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. And as we're waiting a couple minutes yet to tip off here for the game to start, we'll go ahead and cover Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center's pregame injury report.
Yeah, the injury report that we checked with both coaches and that both teams don't have any players out right now as they go into the playoffs. Everybody's healthy, ready to go, so hopefully everybody will be 100% and ready to play a good ball game.
Well, Sholo's got to be liking that. I know a couple weeks ago, Ty, they had a player out with a hip injury, and so it sounds like they're back in.
Yeah, they did last week. We thought that he was out for the season, but it looks like he's back in there. They did have the collision at third base when they were playing Blue Ridge, but he's fine.
You guys are loud in the ear techs.
Very good, very good. Well, looks like we're getting things tipped off here, so we'll go ahead and go to the game. That was our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center's injury report. And the first pitch is in.
Jeremy Jones
for ball one.
Jeremy Jones for Globe is up to bat, leading off for the Tigers.
I'm still getting the truck on the air.
And Jones is hitting a 333, at least according to our stats that we have online so far this year.
Foul tipped that one off, second pitch there, so count goes to 1-1.
Jeremy Jones, a junior this year. And the wind up, and here comes the pitch. It's strike two, outside corner for a little bit of a changeup pitch by Tanner Isaacs is joining us on the mound today for the Sholo Cougars. And out in the field, we've got Chandler Nicholas on first base, Cal Fawcett on second, Trent Williams on shortstop, Jake Tate on first. And the pitch is in, foul back in the backstop. Rhett Reisdorf is playing left field for the Cougars, Jake Reedhead in center, and Deegan Lettner for right field. And behind the plate, filling up our catcher spot is Zach Edwards. Comes the 1-2 pitch, and it was high. That'll be ball two for Jones.
Trying to get him to chase one outside there. A little bit high, though.
It looks like we might have a discrepancy on who's behind the plate in the catcher spot, so we'll get down to that. But here comes the 2-2 pitch. High again. That'll even up the count for Jones. 3-2, full count.
I got a nice little breeze here. Wednesday afternoon. Good day for baseball.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and Jones is going to pop it up.
Shortstop going back.
High fly in the infield. The shortstop is going to go back to try to catch it, but unfortunately bobbles it, and that'll put Jones on first base. So one man on, no outs here in the first inning to get things kicked off for the Cougars.
That's going to bring up number 8 and second in the lineup here for batting for the Tigers. It's going to be Martine Reed. First pitch in there for a strike as he swings and misses that one.
Martine Reed, a junior this year, batting .232 for the Tigers. So one man on, Reed up to the plate. Jeremy Jones is on first base for the Tigers, taking a lead off as we have the lefty, Tanner Isaacs, on the mound. Here comes the pitch, changeup for strike two as Reed is caught looking.
Catches that outside corner.
No balls, 2 strikes on the count for Reed. And he's going to take a step back out of the batter's box, regroup, step back in. Isaacs is checking the runner at first, delivers the pitch, and for strike 3, nice high pitch. Caught Reed swinging, Ty, on that one.
He did. He went for that one, and he was looking for a big hard hit. A little bit high, but he went for it, and unfortunately struck out. That's the first out of the inning.
I'll bring up to the plate Jake Chelsea for the Tigers, a lefty. And we still have Jeremy Jones on first base. 1 out. And the pitch is going to start off with a high changeup, off-speed pitch. That'll be ball 1.
Yeah, a lefty going against a lefty here. Chesley, a left-handed batter.
And Isaacs is staring down the first base runner right before delivering the pitch, and that'll be strike 1 for Chelsea.
Good-looking pitch right there.
A little bit of a curveball.
1-1 on the count.
And Ty, we were talking earlier in the game, before the game started, that the weather has certainly taken a change for the better today. As Chesley watches ball 2 come by. You said we were hitting some hail yesterday and wind.
Yeah, we had some good rain that came through. Little storm clouds popped up and cleared it all up for today. A little cloudy out there, but not bad.
Little breezy. These guys will have to be, I wonder what kind of factor that might play for the outfielders today in those high fly balls. And we saw just a second ago that happened.
Yeah, the shortstop went back and just kind of floated on him, drifted right there at the end as he went into the grass.
Yeah, if you're looking out into the field, it's blowing from left field towards right field. And that pitch is going to be high for ball 3. So definitely a factor today already. 3-1 on the 1 out. Jeremy Jones on first base as Jake Chelsea. He's got a 3-1 count on him. And here comes the delivery from Isaacs. It's swung and pounded out into deep right field, and that might be gone. And it is. And that'll be a home run, 2-run shot by Jake Chelsea, just like that. And that'll put 2 on the board for the Tigers here in the first inning. Nice shot by Chelsea. I mean, he got all of that.
That pitch was right up there, right at the top of the strike zone, and he was able to get a good swing on that one. And I mean, with that wind, it just carried. But he had pretty much a line drive that went right over that fence.
Wow, that'll clear the bases, put 2 on the board for the Tigers, and bring up Braden Dalton, number 25. And this guy's a big kid.
Yeah, he's what year is he? Is he a senior there?
Braden Dalton, let's see if we can find his information here. He's a junior.
A junior, so he's got another year to return. He is a big, solid boy.
First pitch in for ball 1. So if you're just joining us, we had a shot from Jake Chelsea out to lefty, who shot it, pulled it exactly where he wanted to in right field. Not far right field, but right field for sure. And just a huge, great shot. Strike 1 for Braden Dalton as he watches that one come in, and looked a little bit low, but comes calling that. And here comes the pitch, and it's pounded again, and this is going to be out deep left field. But it looks like Reisdorf is on it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And just a pound by Dalton out there, but not enough to get out, and Reisdorf is going to make the routine catch, and that is a Black Diamond Auto Glass fly ball right there. Black Diamond Auto Glass reminds you to use 2 hands, just like Reisdorf did right there, just like they use 2 installers every time they come out for a job. That's Black Diamond Auto Glass. And that'll bring out Riley Klein for the Tigers with 2 outs.
Umpire having a little word with the pitcher there.
Klein's also a junior this year, batting .345, another tall guy here. This Tigers lineup is
right in the middle of the lineup. They got some big boys that are ready to pound the ball.
Strike 1 on Klein. Here comes the pitch. And Isaacs catches him with a huge changeup there in the dirt, but he couldn't lay off of it. Klein swings, and of course no chance on that one, so that'll be strike 2 for Klein. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the first inning, and the Tigers are already up 2-0. Here comes the pitch from Isaacs. Another changeup. It's grounded to shortstop, a dribbler, but Trent Williams is going to make the play to Chandler Nicholas and retire the side for out number 3. And that'll do it for the first inning, at the top of the first inning. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back in a minute.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
As we had a 2-run shot from the Tigers early in the first inning by Jake Chelsea, who's actually the pitcher today for the Tigers. So that'll put the Cougars down 0-2, and we'll bring up the first batter. We're trying to get a clarification. It is Zach Edwards. Okay, we had a different number for Zach Edwards, but it'll bring up Zach Edwards, the catcher for the Cougars, to the plate here shortly. And Ty, we talked a little bit earlier about the wind possibly being a factor today. We've already seen a couple fly balls where we've, seen possibly that happen. It was blowing left to right. In other words, left field out towards right field. And I wonder if that, of course, Chelsea hammered that ball. It would have gone over without the wind's help, but certainly that.
Well, the ones that are going to go up in the air very high are going to get that high wind, and they're going to drift a little bit. A couple of them have had it where they've gone out, shortstops missed it. The other one, Reisdorf was able to track that one down and get it.
He was able to track it, but it was
I
definitely
think the
tricky.
wind kind of slows it down so it doesn't carry as far when it's up high.
Right. So here comes Edwards to the plate, and we're joined by pitcher Jake Chelsea, who hit the home run earlier, and he throws it in for ball number 1. Looks like a little bit inside possibly.
It's easy to see why Edwards. The Ford F-150 is.
So out in the field today for the Tigers, we've got Jake Chelsea on the mound, Braden Dalton on third base, Cameron Taylor on shortstop, Nathaniel Charetti on second, Chris Wan on first base. Behind the plate at the catcher position is Jeremy Jones. And out in the outfield, left field, we have Martine Reed Center field is Jaron Mayberry, and right field is Riley Klein. 2 balls, no strikes on the count, and that'll be the first strike. And as Edwards watches that one, thinks it's on the inside corner, but it does hit for strike number 1. 2-1 on the count. If you're just joining us, the score is 2-0. Tigers went up top, and Edwards hits a blooper out past second base. He's going to drop before the right fielder, and that'll be a base hit for Edwards.
Yeah, it looked like the right fielder kind of called the second baseman off on that one. I think the second baseman realized he's not going to be able to get to it, so it drops right in between them for a nice base hit.
Well, placement's everything, Ty, and sometimes you don't have to hit a huge shot to get your name up on the board. Sometimes it's just a series of a couple of well-placed hits. So that'll put Edwards on first base for the Cougars. He's taking a nice hefty lead off, and it brings up Reisdorf to the plate. And he'll watch ball 1 come by.
Edwards is fast, so with the right-hander up on the mound, you might want to watch him to try to get to second.
He's taking a liberal lead over there for sure. And he goes for the steal for second. That pitch is in for a strike, and he'll make it. That'll put Zach Edwards on second base safely with a steal.
Just like I said, he is fast, so he gets that good lead and a good jump, and he's there.
So just like that, runner in scoring position for the Cougars.
This is what we talk about. I mean, you get a nice base hit here, could bring Edwards all the way around.
1 ball, 1 strike on the count to Reisdorf. Here comes the pitch, and it's hammered. Line drive straight up to center, out to center field. And Edwards is going to run around to third base, make it safely. And Reisdorf is up at first. Great job by the Tigers getting that ball in quickly. But that'll be a base hit for Reisdorf, and it'll move Edwards over to third base.
Yeah, center fielder able to stop that one, or otherwise. I think Edwards actually hesitated, thinking that someone might have caught it, but he didn't take off as soon as that ball was hit.
That'll bring up Trent Williams to the plate for the Cougars. Runner on first and third for the Cougars. We've got Reisdorf on first and Zach Edwards on third base. As Trent Williams steps up to the plate, here comes the delivery, and it's low in the dirt for ball 1.
The Cougars working with no outs this inning, bottom of the first.
Williams is a junior this year, batting .353. And the delivery is straight down the middle for strike number 1 as he watches, but that'll advance Reisdorf as he takes second base during that pitch.
Wasn't even expecting Reisdorf to take off on that one, but obviously caught the catcher off guard too. The catcher not even thinking he can make the throw down there in time.
No, doesn't even attempt it. So 1-1 on the count. And the wind up, the pitch, and it's grounded to second base. Going to make the routine play over to first, but that will bring around Edwards to score for the Cougars, bringing the score to 2-1.
It's Edwards in to score, and now Reisdorf's on third, ready to score, so 1 out. Cougars looking good here in the bottom of the first inning.
Okay, so we've got Reisdorf on third base. It brings up Jake Tate to the plate, and he's going to watch ball 1 come low outside. Jake Chelsea. So 1 out on the board, 2-1. Tigers are up by 1 in the bottom of the first inning, and the delivery from Chelsea is in the dirt. And that'll bring Reisdorf on home to score and tie up the game just like that, Ty.
Just like that, a bad pitch into the dirt off the shin of the catcher, and it bounces out towards first base and allows Reisdorf to come on in and score that one. They weren't even able to track the ball down before Reisdorf hit the plate.
So that ties things up here in the bottom of the first, 2-2.
Clears the bases.
2 balls, no strikes to Tate. Tate playing third base for the Cougars to start off the game this afternoon. And Chelsea from the full windup. Here comes the pitch. It's hit, but it looks like
that one's going to be out of play.
It's going to go out of play, foul ball. So 2-1 on the count, 1 out. And the pitch is low outside for ball 2. Ball 3. So Tate looking at a 3-1 count, tie with a tie game, no runners on base. Be interesting to see what Chesley throws here. Here comes the pitch, and it is low. Looked like he tried to throw a curveball there, but just didn't quite get it to rise up enough. And that'll put Tate on first base with a walk, bringing up Reedhead. Jake Reedhead to the plate. And Reedhead playing center field for the Cougars this afternoon. So 1 runner on. Jake Tate's on first base. We've got 1 out. And a tie game. So it seemed like the Tigers came out here with some big hitters, some big hits to get the game started. Nice energy, nice momentum, but some smart base playing by the Cougars brings the game up to a tie score. And Tate's going to go and steal second base. The catcher throws it down, but not quite in time. The throw is one hopper in the dirt. So Tate will make it safely over to second.
Yeah, the Cougars, when they've been playing, have been steady throughout every inning. 1 or 2 runs here or there. I have seen once they had a big breakout on an inning and scored several runs. They stay consistent in their hitting and their batting.
The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Reedhead. That'll be strike 2 as he falls down in the count, 0-2 with 1 out. And we have Jake Tate, runner on second base for the Cougars. Yeah, it's a good point. These guys can sneak up on you, and before you know it, either take a lead or catch up from one. Ball 1 outside, bringing the count to 1-2.
Chelsea, the pitcher, pretty big guy, a little powerful arm there.
And the pitch is grounded to second base. It takes a bad hop, but the second baseman, Nathaniel Scheretti, is going to field it nicely and make the out at first for the routine play there. But that will bring Tate all around to third base for the Cougars. Bringing up Deegan Lettner to the plate. So 2 outs. Got a runner on third base in scoring position. Here comes the pitch from Chesley, and it's a strike right down the pike.
Lettner thought about that one. He saw him a little bit of movement. He knew that was a good pitch.
It was a great pitch. Lettner's a junior this year. And the 0-1 pitch is grounded to shortstop. Takes a nice hop, but shortstopman's going to field it nicely, make out number 3. That's Cameron Taylor for the Tigers, and throws it over to Chris Wan for out number 3, and that'll retire the side. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years.
is Show Low, Arizona. You're listening to Show Low Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide, iTalk1067.com. I'm Blake Murchison, backstop alongside Ty Moore. And Ty, we got a tie game.
Tie game starting the second inning. I mean, we were kind of excited there when Globe takes a big hit, but Chelsea puts it over the fence to go up by 2. And then Show Low Cougars just battle back with some nice, good, solid hits, move their guys around, a couple steals in there, so they don't put themselves in that double out, and doesn't allow the Globe to turn 2. So ready to start the second.
Brings up Cameron Taylor to the plate for the Tigers, and he will watch strike 1 come by from Isaacs. Comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Great pitch on the inside corner from Isaacs.
There.
So no balls, 2 strikes. We got a tie game at 2 as we kick off the second inning. Here comes the pitch, and it's high outside. And as we start off this inning, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And the 1-2 delivery from Isaacs is also high and outside, putting the count at 2-2.
Ace Hardware, the tips of the games. Ace Hardware got 24/7 locksmith, and next time you're locked out of your car and just need a key replaced, any hour of the day, night, the week, call Ace Hardware for a help with 3 locations: Pine Top, Overguard, and Show Low. And Blake, some of the keys of the game, obviously, we're going to have to keep the.
Oh, and Taylor hits one, a pop fly up to shallow center field. And I couldn't see who ran over there to
second baseman there.
Grab that. Second baseman went all the way out. This is another one of those tricky pop flies.
And that catches the wind, and it kind of drifts there. So you saw him take off back out to the outfield, straight center, but he had to actually curve over to the left to get that ball as it kind of floated and drifted out that way. But keys of the games, I mean, pitchers got to have to keep their pitch count down and just play smart ball, not putting themselves in situations, and everybody's looking like they're getting good swings and watching the ball well. So
that's your Ace Hardware keys to the game as Chris Wan watches strike 1 come by. And pitch number 2 is a nice changeup by Isaac, swung on and missed by Wan on the outside corner. What a change in speed there. Nice ball placement too by Isaacs, hitting the corners of the plate. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it's high fastball, but that'll be ball number 1. 1-2 on the count, 1 out, still a tied game here, no runners on base. And the 1-2 delivery is a nice changeup in the dirt for strike number 3, but he'll take off running to first base, but they make the play, and that'll be out number 2.
Beautiful changeup pitch there, and definitely had him swinging for that one, and it drops right under his swing.
And just like you were saying, Ty, the pitch count, nice work by Isaacs on that one, keeping that low for that batter, working the corners of the plate, mixed in with those speed changes.
Yeah,
the pitch before that high fastball was zooming in.
He definitely has his movement and his range all where he wants to be.
So that'll bring up Nathaniel Scheretti to the plate, and here comes the first pitch. It'll be low inside for ball 1. Yeah, and just like that, the Tigers have 2 outs on the board for this at-bat. Pitches in, and it's hits the outside corner for strike number 1. Is again great placement. 1-1 on the count.
Good control there against the batters tonight. He knows right where to put them. See if we can get one to chase him outside here.
That pitch will be low in the dirt and pops up behind the catcher and just nails our home plate umpire in the bare hand on the fingers or on the wrist. It's hard to tell, but he's holding his arm. And the coach for the Cougars, a couple of the coaches are coming out to check on the home plate ump. That's a tough break. You got to wonder if that hit his wrist bone. And if you're watching online, the White Mountain Youth Productions is doing a great job covering the game. You can go back and watch that, and you can kind of see what we're talking about. Ty's was, as we watched that, hit the dirt right about where the catcher's mitt would be, and it popped straight up and nailed the ump's hand at some point. I don't know if that hit his bone
and
or
it went right behind his watch and hit him right there on the wrist. Or his band there.
Hey, see, these guys are in danger.
He's still working his hands, so yeah.
This is a dangerous job, man. I don't care what they say. Some people think football's, the dangerous one, but maybe it's umping baseball, high school baseball. That's where the real danger's at.
That's right. You got to look at it. I mean, he's got at least a chest protector, and he's got a face shield. But the other umpire that's out there coaching on the bases and stuff like that, he's got nothing.
He's got nothing.
He's got a line drive coming at him. He's got to hit the deck.
That's right. These guys are just staring at the face of danger. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs on the count for Nathaniel. And Isaacs going from the windup. Here comes the pitch. And it swung on and popped up. High pop fly to right field, and that's going to be fielded by Deegan Lettner, number 5, and that'll retire the side for out number 3. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
You're clear.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Welcome back to Sholo, Arizona, home of the Cougars, as the Sholo Cougars face off the Globe Tigers here this afternoon in Sholo. The wind is definitely a factor here, as we've seen all afternoon thus far, with several pop flies, and the fielders having a little bit difficulty fielding those, but getting the hang of it. As last inning we saw Lettner, number 5 for the Cougars, field the last out. Bringing up Tanner Isaacs for the Cougars at the plate now. Tie score here, 2-2 in the bottom of the second inning. Tanner Isaacs, the pitcher this afternoon, is a sophomore, batting .254 on the season, at least according to our stats online. As Jake Chesley sets up from the full windup and delivers the pitch for strike number 1, as Isaacs watches that one come in. Chesley with 22 pitches total this afternoon so far, 13 of those being strikes. And the pitch is in and swung on, a little bit of a curveball for strike number 2, putting Isaacs down in the count, 0-2. Again, tie game here, and if you're just tuning in, I'd recommend going to check out our live feed on the YouTube channel or iTalk1067.com. You can see the White Mountain Youth Productions doing a great job of covering the game from 4 different camera angles, and just doing a fantastic job. You can also see a home run that was hit earlier in the game by the pitcher, Jake Chesley, from the Tigers. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Chesley, and it's grounded to third base, a little blooper, but it's going to go just foul before the fielder, Braden Dalton, picks it up. So that'll be Still strike for Isaacs. Strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the count. So 1 and 2 on the count, no outs. 2 and 2 is the score here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And the pitcher for the Cougars, Tanner Isaacs, is up at the plate. And the windup from Chesley brings in a high fastball, but that'll be ball number 2. Cooling off out here, Ty.
Yeah, temperatures are dropping as the clouds start moving in.
The pitch is in, and it's a high bouncer over to second base. And Nathaniel is going to make the play just in time, throw it over to Chris Wan for out number 1. Great play by Nathaniel fielding that. That was a chopper.
Yeah, you had to really concentrate on that one because sometimes they do take that big hop. He stayed with that one right there as it takes the hops in there, and he gets the play at first. For the first out of the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Bringing up Chandler Nicholas to the plate for the Cougars. Nicholas first base this afternoon on defense. 1 out. And the pitch from Chesley is going to be high for ball 1. And Nicholas is a senior this year, batting .358. He's got a couple of home runs in his repertoire as well. Pitch number 2 in for a strike. And the delivery's outside, ball 2. Two and 1 on the count, 1 out for the Cougars. The pitch is in, but it's ball high. And I don't know if that hit the batter. What happened there?
I don't know. I thought that was the 3rd ball, but it might have been the 4th ball. I didn't see the umpire indicate a hit or anything, so it must have been a 4th ball and advances him to first base.
I'm not sure what happened on that one, but that puts Chandler Nicholas on first, bringing up Joey King to the plate. And the pitch is in, swung on and fouled back behind the backstop, a ground foul. Straight back, that'll be strike 1. It sounds like, Ty, what might have happened, it wasn't a ball.
All right, there's obviously Shellow's assistant coach over there on third base having some other words and talking to the umpire there as the umpires are going to discuss it.
Yeah, I think he's saying that he was hearing the bat hit the catcher's glove, that the glove might be interfering, and the ump and the field ump, the home plate ump and the field ump are both confirming that that's not the case, and they'll move forward. So no balls, 1 strike on the count for Joey King as he's up at the plate for the Cougars. 1 runner on, Chandler Nicholas is on first base, and here comes the pitch. It's hit, but out of play, foul ball. As Joey goes down in the count, 0-2.
1 out, 1 on first.
Oh and 2, and Jake Chesley's going to step back off the mound and reassess his windup situation. He was going for the full windup, and now he's going to go back from the stretch and keep a check on Nicholas. Here comes the pitch, and it's outside, so much so that it's a wild pitch stop, and that's going to advance Nicholas to second base. So 1-2 on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And we have a runner now for the Cougars on second base. That's Chandler Nicholas with a stolen base. As that last pitch got away from Jake, and here comes the delivery. It's fouled up, off, out of play again. And everybody's watching their cars back there.
Luckily, I think the tree kind of stopped that one a little bit before it got to the cars.
Yeah, that might have been a Black Diamond Auto Glass foul ball. So 1-2 still on the count. As Chesley comes from the stretch, and here comes the pitch. Is grounded. Again, it looks foul off the first baseline. Grounder. Got just behind that ball. As King is battling for a good pitch here. Doing a nice job of fouling some off and
staying alive in there with a count of 1 and 2.
And the pitch is in for strike 3, and he goes down looking as it hits the outside corner. So that's 2 outs now for the Cougars with a man in scoring position. Chandler Nicholas is on second base. Bringing up Zach Edwards to the plate. Zach's 1 for 1 this afternoon already with a single in the first inning. He hit one out to shallow right field just past the second baseman earlier this afternoon. So from the stretch, here comes Chesley with the pitch. And they call for a balk. Going to advance Nicholas over to third base. No pitch.
We got 2 outs in this inning now.
Yep. And the pitch is in, but it's high for ball 1. So Nicholas now on third base for the Cougars. Still 2 outs, 1 ball on the count for Zach Edwards. And here comes the pitch. It's going to be swung on and hit. Contact's made. It's a high fly ball again to right field, but that'll be fielded by Riley Klein to retire the side for the Tigers. You're listening to Schiller Ford's presentation of high school baseball on I-7 and Worldwide iTalk. 1067.com. We'll be back here shortly.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
And welcome back to Show-Low, Arizona, home of the Cougars. As we're watching the Cougars face off the Globe Tigers here this afternoon. You're listening to Show Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. As we kick off the third inning here, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes to start off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona, and that's Northland Pioneer College. So far, tie here. We got a tie game 2-2 entering the third inning.
Yeah, and both teams doing real well, both on offense and defense. The hits, the steals, and then also defensively able to, pick up some hard grounders, pick up those fly balls. And the wind's starting to die down a little bit, but it's off and on, so they got to keep their eye on the ball and watching out their plays.
Bringing up Jaron Mayberry for the Tigers to kick off this inning. Here comes the pitch from Isaacs. It's low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on the count for Mayberry. And Mayberry's a junior this year, batting .278 coming into this game. And here's the pitch from Isaacs. It's a well-hit ground ball to shortstop. It's fielded nicely and thrown over to first base for out number 1. Nice play by Trent Williams on the Cougars, and Chandler Nicholas for picking that up. And that'll retire Mayberry.
Yeah, start off the bottom of the third there with a nice out, first batter.
Bringing up Jeremy Jones, number 7 for the Tigers. To the plate, Jones is 1 for 1, had a single just past shortstop in the first inning. I think that was that little blooper. I don't know if that was an error on the shortstop, but it was a difficult
one to catch. He could track down.
Difficult play. First pitch is in high and outside for ball number 1 to Jones. Wind up, here comes the pitch, and it's contact's made. It's up in play out towards the second baseman. High pop fly, and again fielded by Cal Fawcett. It looks like, I'm sorry, is that Fawcett? It looks like that's somebody else. Looks like we might have a substitute player in on second base.
Number 15.
It looks like Bernie Larson on there, but that'll be fielded by Bernie Larson for out number 2. And bringing up Martine Reed to the plate with 2 outs for the Tigers. First pitch in the dirt for ball number 1. Isaac's got 37 pitches total in the afternoon. And the pitch is in, hits the outside corner as Reed watches that one come by for strike 1. 1-1 on the count, 2 outs. Tie score here in the top of the third inning. And the pitch from Isaacs is in the dirt, but Reed taking a nice swing at that one.
Yeah, he took a big cut, and that one went straight down into the dirt there. I bet he's wishing he had that one back.
Again, we've seen some nice speed changes from Isaacs in the game so far, doing a good job of utilizing several different pitches in his repertoire, keeping the batters on their toes here.
And he also has good control. He knows to go in inside and outside, depending on the batter. I think he's done his homework or he's watched him.
And the pitch is in, it's line drive out, and that's going to be a base hit right over the second baseman towards right field, but nicely recovered by Lettner to bring it in to hold Reed over to first base. So nice base hit by Reed, and that'll put a runner up on the diamond.
This is Sholo Cougars, and they've been in the field, have had, I think, 3 stolen bases, and Tigers are yet to have one. We'll see if we can get something going here.
Well, this is familiar, as we've got Reed on first base and Chesley up at the plate with a home run earlier in the first inning. Ty, let's see if we get a repeat. I know the Tigers are hoping for one. And the ball is hit, foul ball, but man, that was driven so hard. No, everybody was kind of wondering where that went.
He's got a big swing, so big, strong arms.
The first pitch was just hammered by Chesley, but it was foul ball, and it was driven right basically into the Tigers' dugout. So Chesley just getting way ahead of that pitch. Turns out just being a well-hit strike. So no balls, 1 strike on the count, 2 outs, and the Tigers have a runner on first. Martine Reed, here comes the pitch. It's a changeup, called strike, and that'll advance Martine Reed over to second base as actually that pitch ends up in the dirt, gets behind the catcher for strike 2. So Chesley sitting at no balls, 2 strikes. And now we have a runner on second base. And the delivery, again, a changeup, low for ball 1. So 1 and 2 on the count, 2 outs, runner in scoring position. And the pitch is high for ball 2.
I think Isaac is getting really wise now as far as where he's going to put this one for Chesley.
Yeah, Isaac's got to feel a little bit cornered, like he can't.
Don't want to put him anything in there good, but he does want to try to strike him out here if he can.
And the pitch is in for strike three, hits the inside corner and takes Chesley down watching that one. And that'll retire the side. You're listening to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
This has been Shiloh Ford's presentation of local.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
Cougars face off in a playoff game against the Globe Tigers here. Scores 2-2 in the bottom of the third inning. And if you're just catching up with us, we had a nice home run dual shot, scoring 2 runs in the first inning by Jake Chesley, the pitcher, for the Tigers. And they're actually going to bring in a change pitcher. And kind of like what Ty was talking about earlier, I know everybody's watching these pitch counts as we enter the playoffs, trying to look ahead, but also trying to take care of business of what's in front of us at the same time. So it's a difficult balance to keep. And the Tigers are going to bring up David Salcido to the mound, number 9, to sub in for Chesley. So as Salcido takes a couple of wind-up or warm-up pitches from the mound, the Cougars are going to go over here and time them out a little bit. The first couple of batters coming up, Rhett Reisdorf will be up first for the Cougars, and he's kind of catching an eye on Salcido, timing the pitches coming in, get an idea of his wind-up. Just mapping out a couple of things. As the Cougars obviously try to get some more runs on the board here, get a little bit of security. As we've seen already how the Tigers can put points up on the board really quick. So as we start off the third inning, as we end the third inning, Northland Pioneer College is just a reminder that when it comes time to start your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And a couple of words from our other sponsors this afternoon, Sunrise Park Resort. These guys are getting ready to open up a zip line here soon, Ty. So Sunrise Park Resort, although they're closed for the winter, they've got a zip line opening up.
They have a lot of cool little things they do in the summertime in that. They got that big balloon jump thing where you can bounce someone high.
Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile, and Beamer's Glass, smoothest glass, play of the game will be coming up in our post-game show, so stick around for that. As Rhett Reisdorf steps up to the plate and watches ball 1 in the dirt from Salcido.
Did you already get the change in there, or the pitcher and the catcher?
Yeah, I didn't know we had a catcher change too.
Yeah, Chesley, it looks like he's moved into the catcher position. So on the receiving end now.
And the next pitch is in for strike 1. 1-1 on the count. No outs. And the pitch is outside in the dirt for ball 2. Reisdorf is batting left this afternoon. Reisdorf 1 for 1, had a single earlier. And the pitch is in, low, ball 3. 3-1 on the count. Looks like Salcido might have a little bit less speed than Chesley did on that ball. I know the Cougars are trying to time him out a little bit. Here comes the pitch again in the dirt, and that'll put Reisdorf on first base with a walk.
Yeah, last time Reisdorf was able to get on and took the steal to second, so Reisdorf, another one that has some speed. We'll see how he takes the lead. Going up against a left-handed pitcher, though.
Bringing up Trent Williams to the plate. He's 0 for 1 in the afternoon, had a ground out to second base earlier in the game. So we got 1 runner on, no outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the delivery in the dirt again inside, that'll be ball 1. Williams, a junior this year, batting .353. And the pitch from Salcido is put in play. Contact's made, and it's a blooper out into right center field. That'll bring Reisdorf around to third base, and that's going to be a double for Williams.
Nice little hit, get it out there to the center field, but it was actually between center and right field, and center field comes over, just not able to get to it as it rolls back, and right fielder has to pick it up and cover it before it gets to the fence.
So 2 men on, 2 runners on, no outs. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, we've got Trent Williams on second base, who just had that nice hit, nice double there, and Rhett Reisdorf is over on third base. Bringing up Jake Tate to the plate. Jake Tate 0 for 0, had a walk earlier, so. I don't know if I've got a wrong roster or if that's Jake's wearing a different jersey, but I'm showing the batter is number 8. Pitch is hit, but it's fouled up off out of play. 1-1 on the count.
Yeah, the Cougars had a couple. We had the catcher. He had changed to a number 3 jersey.
Yeah, he's wearing a different jersey. And the pitch is popped up to right field. And Riley Klein's going to make a routine play, catch that, throw it into home plate, but it's not in time for Reisdorf, who's going to score on the sacrifice fly by Tate.
It's going to put the Cougars up by 1 now in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 3-2. And still with just the 1 out, they've got someone on third base there. Williams on third.
So 1 out, and Jake Reedhead up to the plate. He's going to pop it up, past shortstop out into left field, and Trent Williams is going to run home, and he makes it safely for another sacrifice fly. And Ty, you got to wonder, it almost looked like the fielder, I don't know if that was Mayberry or Taylor who was out there to make that catch, but almost like they forgot there was a runner on third. Took a little bit too much time there.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was the left fielder that came over to make that one, and it was a short fly ball that I don't even think he was thinking he might tag up. But oh, and there's a nice shot down third base. That's going to roll all the way back into left field. He gets around for a double there.
That was Deegan Lettner, had a huge, hard-hit grounder, sneak by the third baseman, and I would call that a base hit. That was a well-hit ball.
Very well-hit ball. Put it right in position there.
That'll bring him over for a nice double all the way out towards the fence on that one. So still 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and the Cougars taking a nice lead, 4-2, with a runner on second in scoring position, bringing up Tanner Isaacs, pitcher, to the plate. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. And Chesley's going to take a quick second to run out to the mound and just kind of regroup with Salcido. Probably taking a look and reminding him that Isaacs grounded out in the first inning. Nice advantage here that Chesley has is he pitched to him.
Yes, he did. I think Chesley's going to remember everywhere where everybody's headed, where he needs to put it, and so he's probably telling him to Salcido to put that ball.
And the pitch is in, and it's foul tipped backwards. Almost sounded like it hit the catcher's gear and flew back up. I'm not sure.
It looked like it went over there to the dugout of the Cougars.
So that'll be 1-1 on the count. 2 outs to Isaacs at the plate. I don't know if that hit his helmet. Isaac's taking his helmet off and checking it out. Sounded like it hit something. Foul tipped off the bat of Isaacs, and it flew up over by the Cougars dugout.
Isaacs with a little smile, he knew that one. Probably got lucky on that little foul ball.
And the pitch is high for ball 2. Again, when you enter in playoff baseball here, it's not just about, throwing pitches and hitting balls. It's about remembering, placement, remembering what happened last at bat, remembering this guy has this preference. You know what I mean? There's just so many other factors that come into play. It's a mental game as much as it is a physical game.
Yeah, definitely not just pitcher and the catchers, but also the fielders. They need to know where that guy hit it last time and what kind of a hit he had.
2 balls, 2 strikes on the count, 2 outs. And the delivery is popped up again, and I believe that's going to be out of play as well. It
just barely missing a car at Deemer's glass.
So still 2-2 on the count. And the Cougars taking a 4-2 lead this inning. Deegan Lettner is on second base, runner in scoring position for the Cougars. And here comes the 2-2 delivery. It's popped up again, out of play. And Ty, you had talked earlier about the Ace Hardware keys of the game, is one of those being keeping that pitch count low. And we already saw a pitch change here early in the game from the Tigers.
And you wonder with the Cougars, with Isaac up to bat, if he's going to stay in and keep pitching. Only the 3rd inning going into the 4th, so they try to get him into the 4th inning, I think, most times Cougars do. So.
Right. Tigers keeping Chesley within that first group of pitches so he doesn't have to take days rest, and you get into the 2nd and 3rd level where you got to take 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, and if you're looking at potential future playoff games, you got to save your pitchers, and so.
Yeah, that's probably what the Globe is doing there.
Pitch is in the dirt, and the catcher can't find it, and that's going to advance Deegan Lettner over to 3rd base, bringing a full count to Isaacs.
I think they're keeping Chesley in there at catcher so they have his bats. He didn't jump all over that ball to see where it was, allowing Lettner to get over to 3rd.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's a dribbler, but it's going to go just foul off the right first base side. We still remain a 3-2 count. And just like that, Salcido's up to 20 pitches.
I'll say he's got about 6 or 7 right here at Isaacs. So.
Yeah. And Isaacs only has 45 after 3 innings.
Yeah.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's in, and its contact is made. Looks like it's a pop fly out towards right field, and that'll be a routine catch by Riley Klein. That's a Black Diamond Auto Glass fly ball. As Riley Klein retires aside, Black Diamond Auto Glass reminds you that they use 2 installers on every job. That's Black Diamond Auto Glass, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school baseball, iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Everyone's getting a little chilly now.
Welcome back to Sholo, Arizona. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide, iTalk1067.com. If you get a chance to go check that out, definitely do that, iTalk1067.com. You can watch White Mountain Youth Productions sights and sounds of the game as they do a great job of coverage out here each and every game. And we'll take a quick minute to give you guys a heads up. We got producers Jerry Butler and Stephanie Fragoso, tech director Jimmy Maxwell, camera crew is Zoe Paxson, Jace Nicholas, Leanza Jeffries, Ian Castle, Isaac Tucker, Kyler Hill, Alicia Joyner, and Jacob Shriver.
Hopefully most of those are here today. I believe some of them are. Good camera crews getting a lot of action here.
First pitch is in, high, fastball, and Braden Dalton will take the bait and swing away at that one, which would have been a ball, but that'll be strike one for Dalton.
You know, Isaac earlier was getting about a 76-mile-an-hour fastball coming in.
And then we see this changeup he just throws here, a beautiful changeup in. Dalton swings and foul tips it backwards. Should be strike two. I think the scoreboard's saying 1-1, but as far as I can tell, he swung on that. Next pitch is in the dirt. Ball one. And Dalton is 0 for 1. He had to fly out earlier in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from the windup, and it's a changeup. It's drilled ground ball over to Tate at third base. He makes the throw, and it's going to be in time. Interesting, Nicholas steps off the bag, but he does tag the runner. So he makes the out at first regardless for out number 1. And that brings up Riley Klein to the plate. Klein, who just made a good catch to retire the inning last inning. Watches ball 1 come in low and inside. And Klein's got to be over 6 feet tall, 6'2", 3. He's a tall kid.
Tall kid, yeah. The strike zone is high right there.
There we go. Second pitch is in for strike 1 as Klein watches that. May have been a little low for him. 1-1 on the count, and the delivery is swung on and missed by Klein for strike number 2.
Well, Isis has got some good control on those change-ups, and he drops that one in right in the outside corner. Klein with the swing.
And you said earlier, Ty, that he had thrown you were clocking him at 76 miles an hour, and right as you were saying that, he throws a changeup that was probably half that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's just catching these batters off guard. That last pitch was high for ball 2. 2-2 on the count. 1 out here. And the Cougars, if you're just tuning in, took a lead last inning, 4-2. And the pitch is in high for ball 3. That'll even it out.
Yeah, for the most part, Isaacs has been able to put that ball in there and have them chase it, but Klein now keeping an eye on those high ones.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Ty, these guys are paying attention to that kind of stuff, taking mental notes where it counts, and recognizing the patterns. 3-2 pitch is in, and it's drilled right back up to Isaacs, the pitcher, and he's going to make the routine out at first for out number 2.
A nice hard hit right there at Isaacs. One hop, and Isaacs will have his glove right there in the spot.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Isaacs meant to catch that or if he just looked up and it was in his glove. But regardless, great catch by Isaacs, and that'll be out number 2 on the board.
Isaacs is smiling. He's like, yeah, I got that one. You know it.
Yeah. And here comes the first pitch to Cameron Taylor. That'll be a low for ball 1. Taylor's 0 for 1 on the afternoon with a fly out earlier in the game. The pitch is in. It's in play. Contact's made. It's popped up to a familiar spot, right field, and that'll be fielded by Deegan Ledner to retire the side. That is a Black Diamond Auto Glass fly ball right there. Black Diamond Auto Glass reminds you to use 2 hands, just like they use 2 installers, and it looks like Ledner did a good job of that. So Black Diamond Auto Glass, that'll retire the side for us. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a few. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
I don't know. I did throw a legal ID in there last time. They gave me an extra 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. Do I need to do that again? So their video.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Ten seconds. Here comes your audio.
And welcome back to Show Low, Arizona, home of the Cougars, as they host the Globe Tigers today in a playoff game of baseball. High school varsity baseball here, as we've got a new pitcher warming up on the mound for the Tigers. This will be their 3rd pitcher of the game. Chris Wan steps in to relieve Salcido after 1 inning of play. As we go down into the bottom of the 4th inning, with the Cougars up to the plate, Chandler Nicholas stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 0 with a walk earlier. Scores 4-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Show Low Ford's presentation of high school baseball, presented by Show Low Ford on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, Show Low, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopaniki communication station. As Nicholas steps up to the plate, and Chris Wan is all warmed up, and here comes the first pitch for Wan. Is right down the middle, a little bit of a curveball there, an off-speed pitch at least, and swung on and missed by Nicholas. Nice pitch to start off the bottom of the 4th for Wan. The 0-1 pitch, again, swung on and missed by Nicholas. So just like that, Chandler Nicholas goes down in the count 0-2. That was a fastball right down the middle.
Yeah, he's pitching about a 68 mile an hour right there.
And the pitch is in, and it's fouled up out of play. Potentially a Black Diamond Auto Glass foul ball, but no, it misses a truck nearly. As we remain 0-2 in the count for Chandler Nicholas. Juan having incredible accuracy right out of the gate. Hasn't thrown a ball yet. And it's pitches in, and it's grounded, and it's going to make it past third base. Nice hit by Nicholas. That'll be a single for him. As he hits one, sort of in the gap there between third and short. It looked like it was attempted to be played, but not in time.
It was a good hard hit ground ball that went there to the gap quickly. Rolled into left field, so he gets on with that bat.
So it'll be a base hit for Chandler Nicholas, bringing up Joey King. He's 0 for 1 in the afternoon. He had a strikeout earlier. Strikeout looking. In fact, he squares around to bunt. He lays it down, but it's going to roll off just foul before the catcher, Chesley, picks it up for strike number 1. So the Cougars trying to advance some runners early in the bottom of the 4th. No outs here. 4-2 is your score. Cougars are on top. 0-1 on the count. And the wind-up pitch to King is fouled up again. He squares around a bump. It's going to foul it up off into the backstop. And again, we haven't seen Juan throw a bad pitch yet.
No, they've all been right in there. Real good ones, though.
So 0-2 on the count. Juan's going to check the runner over at first base, Nicholas. Obviously, Cougars trying to advance some runners here with no outs. Juan's a lefty. He's got advantage on that. We see his first ball thrown outside, making the count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner on first base. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Joey King up at the plate, and the pitch is in. Swung on and missed for strike number 3 for King. That was an outside pitch, but King went after it, swinging. He goes down swinging.
Now, like you said, Juan's been throwing great pitches, putting them all in there. Like everything has been foul balls or strikes. And so the one hit between third and short.
If you're King, you wouldn't be expecting anything else.
Put one where you can hit it.
Brings up Zach Edwards to the plate for the Cougars. First pitch is in, fouled up out of play for strike number 1. Edwards is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He had a fly out and a single. So Nicholas still held up at first base for the Cougars. 1 out. And Juan from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. It's low and outside. Ball number 1.
He tried that changeup there, and that one went quite a ways. Catcher had to come out of his position to get that one. So his first, kind of a bad pitch. I think he was probably putting it outside, seeing if he would chase after it.
Yeah, we did see King do that just one batter before.
Right.
And here comes the pitch from Juan, and it's low and outside again. 2-1 on the count. 2-1 on the count, 1 out, 4-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. If you're just tuning in, we've got a runner on first base, Chandler Nicholas for the Cougars. The Tigers took an early lead in the game in the first inning with a 2-run shot out to deep right field. And since then, the Cougars came back in the bottom of the same inning, tied things up, and then took a lead in the 3rd.
And we've had a lot of action in all the innings in that. I mean, putting people on the plate, on all the bases and that they're able to get around, but Cougars able to move them around in the 3rd inning there.
3-1 pitch is in for a strike. He's That caught Edwards looking for a walk possibly. But nonetheless, that evens it out. 3-2 on the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for Zach Edwards. He's going to have to make something happen here. Juan lefty doing a successful job of holding Chandler Nicholas on first base. And here's the delivery. It's high for ball 4, and that'll advance the runner and put another one on first base. Bringing up Reisdorf to the plate. He's 1 for 1, had a single earlier, and he walked. And Reisdorf, a lefty. We had 2 runners on for the Cougars, 1 out. Got a runner on first and second as they hold on to a 4-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th, looking to raise the ante up a little bit.
And this is, I think we said this in the other inning, where just a nice, good hit by Reisdorf. We'll move those guys around, possibly even scoring one.
And the pitch is low in the dirt, but nice stop by Chesley, keeping the runners in check. This is when staying in front of that ball as a catcher is vitally important.
Yes, you got to stop that. Try not to let those runners advance by stopping that ball and not letting it get past you.
One ball, no strikes on the count. Here's the windup from Juan, and another one in the dirt, and another great stop by Chesley. And the Tigers coach is going to call a timeout, bring the fielders in. We'll take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
And welcome back to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7, iTalk106.7.com. We'll take a short break as the coaches from the Tigers came out and called a quick field meeting, and we're back still in the 4th inning, and oh my gosh, Reisdorf drives one right back up the pike to the pitcher, Chris Juan, and just out of a reaction, Juan catches it, line drive, and that'll be an out. Nice catch by Chris Juan. Just either to save his life or to catch a ball, but regardless.
Yeah, you look at Juan out there and he's going, oh, my heart.
Yeah,
he's
good.
put his fingers up, checking his pulse. Yeah, that one was a line drive right back at him, and it was just his follow-through to get that right hand and get the glove up there to catch that one.
So all the runners are held up, and that'll be out number 2. Bringing up Trent Williams to the plate, and he makes contact deep center field. He hits one out. He hits the fence in the air. And here comes Nicholas to score, bringing Edwards around to third base. And that'll be a double for Williams. Huge hit ball, Ty.
Yeah, that one went deep into center field, all the way back. Hit right at the bottom of the fence. So a good, solid hit as that one carries back there. Gets him a nice double. Moves the guys around to score, and Edwards stays on third. He thought about coming in, but that ball came in quick, so he said, nope. Worked his way back to third base.
Well, that'll bring the score to 5-2 here as the Cougars advancing their lead. And the bottom of the 4th, still 2 outs, bringing up Jake Tate to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out earlier and a walk. But I tell you what, you got to wonder, it's 364, 384 out to the center field. If it was to either of the sides, you got to think that was over the fence. The pitch is in to Tate, and another hard hit line drive into right field, just over the second base gap.
They're going to try to score, bring in 2. They do. Tate with a nice hit, nice solid right over first base out into right field.
That brings in Edwards and Williams to score 2 more. Great running by the Cougars.
Yeah, the Cougars last inning able to move it around and get a couple in there to take the lead, 4-2, and now they get a couple more that come in there and move that score right up to 7-2. 2 outs, and the coach back out to talk about this one.
The thing is, Ty, Riley Klein out in right field did a good job of fielding that, getting the ball in quickly. It wasn't like things were held up very much, but the Cougars had just a jump start on running and great heads-up running by them, hauled around the bases, ended up getting 2 runs out of that. 1 makes sense, but 2 is impressive.
Yeah, that last one, too, Edwards, I know he was, when that one was hit deep, he was thinking about going around, and they would have gotten 2 there, but Edwards decided to not go for it, went back to third, and I think they just wanted to definitely move those guys around this time.
Well, they're going to bring in a pitcher change here for us, so we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Tells.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball. iTalk 106.7, worldwide iTalk1067.com. And we're still in the bottom of the 4th as the Cougars are up 7-2. And the first pitch in to Jake Reed has a ball. We had a pitcher change over there with Braden Dalton up on the mound for the Tigers. First pitch and a ball as Jake Tate goes to steal second base. A wild throw is made. And then he gets all the way down to third base on that throw. So just like that, the Cougars again have a runner in scoring position from first to third by Tate, and only 1 pitch has been thrown. Next pitch is in. It's fouled up off into the backstop by Reedhead to bring the count to 1-1. Still 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Now the score is 7-2, Cougars on top as Braden Dalton has taken the mound. Pitches in, and there's a ground ball hit up the middle towards shortstop. He's going to throw over to first base, and they will make the play in the dirt, but Chris Wan does a great job of grabbing that up out of the dirt to make the out, retire the side. So you're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7, worldwide iTalk 106.7.
This is an iTalk 106.7 sports exclusive. Local sports.
You're clear.
Thanks. These are quick innings, huh? Yeah, they get through.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Sholo, Arizona, home of the Cougars. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. If you're just joining us, we're entering in the top of the inning with the Sholo Cougars on top 7-2 for the visiting Globe Tigers. And as we start off the 5th inning, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes to start off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College right here in our hometown.
Yeah, they got campuses both in Snowflake and Show Low, and a real nice school, low tuition. It's a great opportunity for kids to get some education started. Isaac's still on the mound, doing really good, keeping his pitch count low.
Brings up Chris Wan for the Tigers, and first pitch in is line drive straight up the middle, hard hit well for a base hit for Chris Wan. One pitch in and one pitch hit.
Yeah, the Beamer's orthodontic straight line drive. That was a nice one right there, right across the second base.
That's right. We got the Beeler Orthodontics, like you were mentioning, Ty, straight line drive of the game coming up in our post game, and that's definitely a contestant for that. Chris Wan, nice base hit.
Isaac's still bringing some heat with that fastball, so not slowing him up too much.
So runner on first, Nathaniel Scheretti up to the plate. He watches ball one come in from Isaacs, but definitely still throwing the heat.
I hear the fans over there saying to Isaacs, it's, come on, T.I., T.I. Tanner Isaacs.
Second pitch in is strike as Scheretti watches that, thinking it's low, but calls it. Seen a couple of those low pitches called strikes this afternoon.
Yeah, they get them right down low. I mean, as low as you can go in that strike zone called.
Isaac's the lefty. He's watching the runner at first, Chris Wan. And here's the delivery. He goes, but they got a head start on the throw, and they're going to throw Chris Wan out, stealing second base. Great pitch by Isaacs and great job by Zach Edwards, the catcher, to throw out Chris Wan trying to steal a base.
Yeah, that was a nice one. Little high to the outside, swung and a miss, and able to get that down there to second base for the tag.
1-2 on the count, one out. And the next pitch is inside corner, and he catches Nathaniel Scheretti watching for strike number 3. And that'll put 2 outs on the board.
That's what you're talking about, those low ones right there down at the low strike zone inside, and it's called for a strike.
So just like that, we've got 2 outs on the board.
And Isaacs, again, his pitch count low in this inning.
Bringing up Mayberry to the plate. Mayberry, excuse me. Watches ball one come in high. He's 0 for 1 in the afternoon. Had a ground out earlier in the game. And the pitch from Isaacs. Swung on and missed. Nice curveball by Isaacs coming in. One on the count. 7-2 is the score. If you're just tuning in here, Cougars are up 7-2 from the visiting Globe Tigers, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, and its contact is made. It's hit up, foul ball, but it will be out of play off the first base side for strike number 2.
Yeah, if Isaacs want to get out of this one, put a nice one in there here. So Isaac's still pitching 78 miles an hour in his fastball.
The changeup is in.
It's just like I said.
Takes Mayberry down swinging. Nice change of speed. You go from a 78-mile-an-hour pitch to a huge speed difference. Nice changeup by Isaacs. He retires the side. And as they go down swinging, we'll be right back. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7, worldwide, iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, lit to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Welcome back to Show, Arizona. You're listening to Show Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. Ty, this brings us to our fifth inning stretch, which is brought to us by Sunrise Park Resort. Of course, in high school baseball, you only have 7 innings, so we do a fifth inning stretch here.
All right.
But Sunrise Park Resort is closed for the winter, but they will be reopening Memorial Day weekend with tons of fun summer activities, including the longest zip line in the state of Arizona. Go to sunriseskipark.com for details. That's sunriseskipark.com.
You know, last year, my son was looking for a good date night or good date. Sunrise, great place. I mean, as you go onto their website, you'll look at all the different things they have. They have the lift, sometimes open, that they'll take you up for a nice scenic little drive or lift as you go up.
Yeah, we've done that with the family before.
So, yeah, Sunrise is making good on the summer as well as the winter.
Tell you what, that would go well with a nice big pizza right now. Pizza and a lift ride.
Lift ride, that's right.
Well, here we are, bottom of the fifth inning, bringing up Deegan Lettner, number 5 for the Cougars, up to the plate. You watch his strike number 1 float in as Dalton starts off with a nice changeup. Lettner's 1 for 2 in the afternoon. He had a double earlier, a nice shot out. And next pitch is in, fouled up off the third base side. Dribbler off towards the Cougars dugout for strike 2. Oh, 2 on the count. Score is still 7-2. Cougars up on top against the visiting Globe Tigers. And the pitch is fouled up off back behind the backstop.
I'm not getting it to read. I don't know why.
Dalton thrown nothing but strikes thus far in the fifth inning. And here comes the pitch. That one will be in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 on the count to Lettner. Ty, we still have that fairly consistent wind blowing from left to right as you look out onto the field.
Yeah, you can look at the flag out there in left field, and it's still got a breeze going.
Next pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 on the count. Dalton pitching from the windup, and here comes delivery. Contact's made. It's fouled up again off out of play as some of the fans are dodging the balls out here.
Everybody turns to look and see if it's going to be a car. Deemer's glass.
That's right. So still 2-2 on the count, and the pitch is in high for ball 3. That's going to load up the count here. Full count for Lettner.
Yeah.
And the 3-2 pitch is hit on and fouled off again.
This is where they make the pitches, you know, a long count for these pitchers. I mean, he's had 4 foul balls already staying alive on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you look who's warming up on deck over there.
3-2 pitch is in, and a hard line drive hit up the center by Lettner. That'll be a single base hit for him. Nice shot. That's a second base hit on the day, putting a runner on first base for the Cougars.
You know, we talk about the Globe Tigers. This is their 4th pitcher that they've had, and Isaacs is up to bat. He's pitched all 5 innings here for the Cougars.
So Deegan Lettner, runner for the Cougars, is up on first base. No outs. Bottom of the 5th inning, 7-2 is your score. Bring it up, like Ty was saying, Tanner Isaacs, the only pitcher for the Cougars this afternoon thus far. He squares around a bunt but pulls back. The pitch is still in for a strike, though, for strike number 1.
Now, Lettner, I don't know if he's got the one that got the wheels and that out there to take second, but he is taking a big lead there on first with the right-hand pitcher of Dalton. So
And Dalton's going to step up off the mound. He's a righty, but he does a quick move off to check Lettner on first base.
Yeah, he wants to hold him there.
And pitch is in, bunt squared around, contact's made, but it's going to go foul. And that'll put Isaacs down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, Isaac trying to get that bunt going right down third base. That line there that can advance the runner. Give him the opportunity to get on base. Looks like he's going to square around for a bunt again. And it's in the dirt.
And a runner takes off to second base. Pitch looks like it was in the dirt, and Isaacs goes to first. I don't know if he got hit.
Yeah,
might got hit on the. There was a question on the field, and it is the call from the home plate up. There was a dead ball, must have hit his feet, and that'll put Isaacs on first base.
The Globe coach coming out to talk about it, and the umpire telling him, yeah, came down, hit him right in the foot.
Well, if you're a batter, that's the best place to get hit, right in the cleat.
You got your little shin guard on, yeah.
No pain, all gain. Or at least a base at that.
Yeah, puts Isaacs on the first base and moving him around with no outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Cougars up 7-2 against Globe Tigers. It's probably going to be a nice little breeze, kind of a cooler weather for the Globe Tigers coming up from Globe to play here in Show-Low.
A little bit of an elevation change there. I think they're around 4,000, 3,500, something like that. 6,500 in Show-Low. So 2 men on, no outs here, bottom of the fifth. 7-2 is still our score. Show-Low Cougars on top. The Globe Tigers, and it brings up Chandler Nicholas up to bat. He's 1 for 1, had a walk earlier and also a single in that gap, that 6-5 gap over between third and short. First pitch is in, outside low for ball 1.
Yeah, the one he hit last time was a good, hard grounder that got right between third and short quickly.
Next pitch is in. He does a check swing but doesn't break the wrist, so they'll call that ball 2. That was high. And the pitch again is in, called strike, as Nicholas watches that one fly by. And Dalton going through the windup very quickly right now. These last 3 pitches have come in pretty quick. And the pitch is delivered. Ground ball hit right back up to the pitcher. He's going to do a fielder's choice, make the force out at third.
Dalton making a great defense there, able to stop that ground ball hit right back up to him, but as he was trying to get the ball out of his glove, a little bobble, but still able to throw that over to third to get the leading run. Or the leading runner there to get the first out of the inning for the Tigers. The first pitch is a foul ball, hit direct back to the backstop. Runners on first and second. Joey King up to bat.
He's 0 for 2 in the afternoon, a couple strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking.
0-1 here in the pitch. And chopper right down to first, or right down to the pitcher.
Wow, and then so fielder's choice again, grounder hit, chopper up to the pitcher, grabs it, Dalton, and goes to toss it over to the third base. And the ump's calling the runner safe. Looks like third baseman may have taken his foot off the bag is the call. We're trying to get some clarification right now as the coach goes out onto the field for the Tigers. And the home plate is again warning the dugout over for the Tigers side that the yelling and the I don't know,
disrespecting the calls of the referees as they the umpires calling him safe at third. But now they're going to change it.
Fielder ump does come out and make the change, and he does call the runner out for the force out. So
maybe he was thinking he needed a tag. There was no tag there. Now Dalton able to grab that grounder with his bare hand and just kind of toss it over to third base as he was running that way.
So that'll be 2 outs for the Cougars in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Still runners on first and second.
Bringing up Edwards to the plate. First pitch is in the dirt, but swung on by Edwards for a miss, and that'll be strike number 1. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Hit a single fly out and a walk in the previous at-bats. So again, runners at first and second. We've got Joey King over at first, Chandler Nicholas at second. The ball is hit in play, deep pop-up, bounces and hits the.
Oh, he's going to go for a third. He slides into third base for a triple as he hits that one deep to the field as it rolls to the fence and the fielders aren't able to get to there.
Huge hit by Edwards.
That brings in 2 more runs. So the Cougars going to go up 9-2, the bottom of the 5th here, 2 outs. Edwards able to get around to the third base.
And that's going to go in as a potential candidate for our straight line drive of the game. And next pitch is in the dirt, and that'll bring Edwards around to score.
And Globe coach going to come out and talk to Dalton.
Going to bring the team in for a quick team huddle at the mound. And man, Zach Edwards, huge play in the game right there. Definitely in the runnings for our Beeler Orthodontics straight line drive of the game as he drills one out to center field, one hopper into the fence.
And he's got the wheels and he moves around. He knew that all the runners were going to advance from first and second to get around to score, so he goes on to third and gets a triple out of that deep hit.
And then he steals the very next pitch, steals home plate on a wild pitch in the dirt.
Pitch, yeah. Just long enough to catch his breath there at third after running 3, and then he just runs in home.
So Zach Edwards got the wheels on the game. Got straight line drive of the game possibly, and NASCAR wheels of the game. I don't know. They're not an official sponsor, so. Here comes the pitch to Reisdorf, and it's swung on and missed.
Right there, that was a good-looking pitch by Dalton. Reisdorf knew that one was, and a good swing on it.
Off-speed pitch by Dalton had some movement on it as well. Next pitch is in high for ball 2. So 2-1 on the count to Reisdorf. And here comes the pitch, another high pitch. Looked like a curveball, but didn't drop down quite enough to make it to the strike zone. And that'll be 3-1 on the count. And pitches in and drilled right back into the glove of Dalton. And I could have sworn that happened last time, but I don't.
I don't remember if it was Dalton. I think Dalton pitched last thing, and it was the same thing, right back at him.
So that'll retire the side for the bottom of the 5th inning, and we'll be back shortly. This is Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball, iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk 106.7.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes. 888 Glassman. When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
High school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. As we enter in the top of the 6th inning, we start off the top of the 6th inning. Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And as we start off this 6th inning tie, Cougars take an outstanding lead in the 5th inning. To end the 5th inning, that'll be 10-2 as they lead over the
they had some
Tigers.
Great hits and some deep balls that went all the way to the fence out there in center field, moving them around. I mean, Edwards, catcher today, just drills one, and with his speed, he gets around on a triple.
Yeah, that was a huge hit, and it wasn't like the Tigers took their time getting the ball back in. I mean, it was a one-hopper to the fence. They played it off the fence and got the ball back in, and Edwards had already booked it around to third base.
Yeah, I think he knew he was going to try to get 3 when it was hit that far.
Yeah, next pitch is in, and then it was in the dirt, and he steals home, like you said earlier. He just enough time to catch his breath, and then he takes another base. So.
He wanted to get in and get dressed out for the catcher position.
That's right. So Jeremy Jones steps up to the plate for the Tigers, and he watches ball 1 come in the dirt to start off the inning. 10-2 again is our score. Top of the 6th inning.
Isaac still on the mound there pitching for the Shiloh Cougars. As we've said, he's had good control both on his changeup and on his fastball. He's had a couple there right there that have been down in the dirt and high.
That pitch was high for ball 2. And Tigers looking to get something started here as we're starting to run out of time, or at least innings. And the windup and pitch from Isaacs is hit hard, ground ball to third base, and Tate's going to grab it, but throw it over. He throws it in the dirt. It's going to get past Nicholas for an overthrown ball. It's going to move Jones all the way to second base, and he stands up, or he kind of slides in there safely to second on an overthrown ball.
It was a great defensive play there by Tate by diving, getting that ball, stopping it before it goes to the outfield, but he knew he had to hurry and throw that over to first base on a little bit off the mark, and it goes past the first baseman. And on that overthrow ball allows the Globe Tigers to advance to second base. So here we are in the bottom, we're in the top of the 6th.
Bringing up Martine Reed to the plate, and so that'll put Jeremy Jones in scoring position for the Tigers, which they desperately need at this point. Reed 1 for 2 in the afternoon. Here comes the pitch, and it's dead ball. Hits his hand on the bat. Deflected off, but he looks like he's okay. Looks like it hit more bat than it did hand, thankfully for Reed. So he'll go and take the base at first.
To put runners both on first and second for the Globe Tigers. And Edwards going to go out and talk to Isaacs there on the mound.
Now this is a good situation for the Tigers, bringing up Chesley, who started off the game in the first inning with a 2-run shot out to deep right field, just where the Tigers want to be. No outs, 2 men on,
and
trying
Chesley
to get something started. Chesley up to bat, yeah.
And Chesley, one of those other players we talked about for the Globe Tigers, he's probably up there over 6 foot also.
And the pitch from Isaacs change up in the dirt, but it's a wild pitch, gets back behind Zach Edwards, and that'll advance both runners to second and third.
Isaac he's had a few of them now down in the dirt and high, and one getting hit on, so as his pitch count crawls up into 70.
So both runners in scoring position, second and third. No out still, and the pitch in is fouled off by Chesley on the first base line. For strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Isaacs has 44 of those 72 pitches this afternoon being strikes. And the windup from Isaacs pitches in, and the nice changeup will be strike 2 as Chesley swings and misses. He was about a day ahead of that ball.
Yeah. You know, it's we talked about it, Chesley having the home run there in the first inning, and I think Isaac knowing now where to put it for as he struck him out the last time, and here he's got 2 on him this time.
He's definitely trying not to leave any kind of fat ball sitting there right for him. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's going to try to get Chesley to try to chase one here.
He's ahead in the count. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a high ball come in here. Let's see what he does here. Pitches in, and no, I take that back. It's in the dirt, but it gets away from Zach Edwards, and Chesley's going to run over to first base. And the throw is in, and they do catch him in time. They're going to make the out at first.
Edwards able to hustle and get over and get that ball and throw that down to first base to get him out. Yeah, just like I was saying, Isaac able to get Chesley in there, those looking and chase after one and strike him out, not giving him that perfect pitch to knock another one out. Mentally, they do take those notes, so they know what to do.
It almost looked like Chesley slowed down there at the end, thinking that he had the base, and he kind of should have had the base taken there. And I don't know if slowing down there right at that last second caught him off guard, and they ended up making the throw over to get that drop third strike out at first. So still runners on second and third. 1 out. Pitches in high for a ball 1, but Zachary Edwards is going to check the runner, Jeremy Jones, over at third base. Nice throw and just keeping these guys honest. So 1 ball, no strikes, 10-2 the score here in the top of the 6th inning. Cougars on top. And Braden Dalton, the pitcher for the Tigers, is up to the plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and swung on and missed by Dalton. Nice curveball dropping in.
He drops that one nice right over the corner of the plate there, and Dalton swings for it.
That's some real good movement on it by Isaacs. 1-1 on the count, 1 out. There's 2 runners on for the Tigers. And Dalton's going to step out of the box, call time almost in the middle of the windup there, but the ump does call it, so that'll be a no pitch.
And Dalton knows how to kind of get to those pitchers too, being a pitcher himself, so he knows when to call that time.
Here comes the windup and delivery. It's drilled up, straight up the middle, right past the pitcher, ground ball into the center field, and that's going to bring around Jeremy Jones to score, and Martine Reed. That'll put 2 more on the board for the Tigers as they try to crawl back into this game. And that's a single for Braden Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton hitting a nice hard grounder right up the center there off the mound, bounces past second base and out into center field. Brings in 2 runs for him.
So 10-4 now the score in the top of the 6th inning. Cougars still on top, but only 1 out, and we've got a runner on, and Tigers are gonna bring in a courtesy runner for Dalton. And as soon as we can figure out who that is, we'll let you know. Bringing out Riley Klein to the plate. Can't see a number on a jersey from where we're sitting.
Yeah, they got the small numbers in the front right underneath where it says Tigers.
Pitch is in, it's ball 1.
Yeah, Klein, one of those batters. I mean, he stands all straight up, so the strike zone's tall.
Pitch number 2 is again as tall as he is, even higher. That'll be ball 2. And I don't know if any members of our White Mountain Youth Production can grab a number on that runner at first base and give us a heads up. We've got a courtesy runner on first for Dalton, who hit that nice single out into the outfield. 2-0 the count to Klein. Here comes the pitch, and it's right down the pike as he watches it for strike number 1. Looks like number three. Okay, and I don't have a number 3 on the team, so we'll just say number 3. Comes a 2-1 pitch, and there's a shot. Line drive to third base. Tate actually bobbles the ball, and he's not going to be able to make the catch, but he does throw it over to second base to make the force out to get Braden Dalton's courtesy runner out at second. So interesting turn of events there. Hard hit line drive to Jake Tate on third base, and doesn't make the catch, but he does throw it in time to get the force out at second.
Yeah, we got a few players for Globe that we don't really have their numbers on their jerseys, but we got players down here, so could have been 1 of 4. First pitch in for another hard one hit out in the center field.
That's Cameron Taylor for the Tigers. Going to go out towards the fence, and it's going to bring around Riley Klein all the way from first base to score, putting another one on the board, bringing the score to 10-5 here with a little bit of a 2-out rally. So that puts Taylor as a double on second base in scoring position, and going to bring around Klein to score.
Yeah, Globe Tigers able to get a hold of that one and send it out there to center field as it rolls to the fence. Again, Show Cougars getting it in quick, but he's able to take and get around to second base on that hit.
So it brings up Chris Wan to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. The score is now 10-5. Cougars on top still, but Tigers are creeping back in. They started this inning off with 2 on the board, and they've already scored 3 runs. Cameron Taylor for the Tigers is on second base, taking a nice lead, and the second baseman's going to come in, acting like he's going to hold him off, but he backs off again, and the pitch is in for ball 1 high to Chris Wan. This is the most pitches we've seen Isaacs throw in an inning, bringing him to a total of 83 here. And the pitch is in for strike 1 as Wan watches that. Right down the middle.
Yeah, he's got that fastball when he wants to, and it is on fire. And Juan watches that one as it goes straight in for a strike.
Still after 83 pitches, Isaac's throwing the heat when he chooses. He takes a look at the second base runner and then delivers the pitch. Inside corner for strike 2 as Juan watches that one as well.
Yeah, I think Isaac knows that he can get a fastball past him this time and gets ahead of him on the count.
1-2 the count, 2 outs here. As Isaacs tries to put a stop to this rally that the Tigers have got going on here in the top of the 6th inning. Checks the runner at second, then delivers the 1-2 pitch, and it's a changeup. It does hit the dirt, and Juan doesn't bite on it, so that'll be ball 2.
Edwards able to stop that one, not letting the runner advance.
Got a lot of chatter from the Tigers dugout over there. They're saying Freebird. That must be a nickname. And that'll even the count out, 3-2. Actually brings to a full count. Sorry, 3-2. The high pitch there. Zach Edwards has to stand up, and he saves it from getting back into the backstop.
So full count, 2 outs. A runner on second. All these pitches, I just want to get out of this inning here.
Isaac's trying to refocus as there's quite a bit of chatter coming from the dugout over there. Cheering their player on, but obviously trying to get in the head of the pitcher. As Juan's 3-2 pitch is delivered, right down the middle, is driven up into the gap between first and second. That'll be a base hit, goes all the way up to the right field, and Ledner bobbles it a little bit, which is going to bring around Cameron Taylor to score for the Tigers, bringing the score to 10-6 now.
A nice good hard hit right there, right between first and second as it goes out into right field. And Sholo coach going to come out and call timeout here. Talk to to Isaacs, and
bringing the team in for a quick chat. And this is the first time we've actually seen the Sholo coach go visit the mound and bring the players in, kind of regroup here. They don't want to lose. They've built such a high lead in between the 4th and 5th innings, especially bringing the players in, saying, "Hey guys, we got 2 outs here. Let's focus on the batter up at plate. He's 0 for 2. We got Nathaniel Scheretti coming up. He had a fly out and a strikeout, probably reminding Isaacs of that. Not to get too upset about Juan on first base as a runner.
I think Isaac knows he's going to sit there and put this one right away, get this batter out so he can retire this inning here.
So 10-6 the score in the top of the 6th inning. Cougars still on top. Tigers making their way back into this game. And first pitch is in, and just like we talked about, Ty, right down the middle, fastball. And Scheretti watches that for strike 1.
And it doesn't look like Isaac slows up at all on those fastballs. He's got a lot of power to throw that in there.
He checks the runner at first and delivers a pitch. Again, fastball right down the middle. Grounder hit to second base, but it's bobbled by Bernie Larson. That'll be an error, and that'll put Scheretti on first base. Unfortunately, what should have been a routine grounder play is bobbled, and just like that, an error can cause this inning to continue on.
Yeah. And Isaac's kind of looking a little frustrated, hoping that one would have got it, that he'd been able to get out of the inning here, but he's going to have to face another batter.
So 2 runners on now, still 2 outs. We've got a runner on first and second. Scheretti on first and Juan on second, and that brings up Mayberry to the plate. He's 0 for 2, also ground out and strike out earlier in the game. As Isaacs delivers the pitch from the stretch, and it's high, and Mayberry almost does a check swing on that, but ends up fouling it off into the backstop. He kind of regrets swinging around. It was a high fastball. Not much time to react. As you said, Ty, earlier, he's still throwing the heat. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's in the dirt, swung on by. Changeup, and that'll be strike number 2 for Mayberry. But in the dirt, Chris Juan is going to go advance. He's going to take the base for third.
This is where Isaac needs to focus on this one. He's got 2 strikes on him. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Top of the 6th here, and Isaac just wanting to get this one done.
Mayberry behind in the count, 0-2. As Isaacs delivers the 0-2 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Another changeup high, and that will retire the side for the Cougars. As we enter in the bottom of the 6th inning, coming up next, you're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse.
Welcome back to Sholo, Arizona. You're listening to High School Baseball, presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 KNKI, Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopaniki communication station. As we enter in the bottom of the 6th inning, between the Sholo Cougars and the Globe Tigers here in playoff baseball, varsity high school baseball here. Tied 10-6.
Yeah, I just sit there and watching a good shot there by our camera people there as they look at Dalton they get that ball in to start this one, and all the infield come in, touch the ball. Good luck. So you can do it, Dalton.
So Tigers trying to climb back in this game. They entered the last inning 10-2, and they brought the score back up to 10-6. Dalton throws the first pitch in. Nice curveball, dropping in for strike number 1 as Williams watches that.
Now Williams had a good hit the last time. Let's see what he can do on this one.
Next pitch is in the dirt. Fastball, but in the dirt for ball 1. And you can hear the Cougars over there saying that's a dirty ball. 1-1 the count. Here comes the delivery. In the dirt again outside for ball 2. Yeah, Williams is 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Had a ground out, but 2 doubles. So Williams in our running for straight line drive of the game as well from Beeler Orthodontics. And you can hear the crowd here getting noisy. 2-1 pitch in, and that'll be just high, as you can hear some maybe disagreement by the visiting team. But regardless, puts the count at 3-1.
This is where Williams got to make sure that Dalton gets one in there for him.
And the ball in for strike number 2 as he watches it. And again, we've kind of been seeing the home plate ump call those low strikes, which may have been why the other one was called a ball. It was just a little bit high. He's calling a low strike zone today. So full count here for Trent Williams. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's high, it's swung on, it's fouled up off into the backstop.
Yeah, all the fans now getting into this one, chanting all the pitchers.
Change up in, but he waits on it and he drills it up the center. Nice hit by Williams for a single base hit. And you saw the change in speed on that pitch, and Williams did a great job of waiting on that pitch to come in, and he just hits it in the fat part of the bat. Line drive straight up the center.
Line drive right over the second base, and it just rolls into center field. He picks it up, brings it back in, but a nice base hit there for Williams.
Bringing up Jake Tate to the plate. 1 for 2 in the afternoon so far. It's chilling off here in Shola, Arizona, as the sun is starting to go behind the clouds and getting rid. Field's getting pretty much shady now. 1 runner on, no outs. 10-6 is your score. Sholo Cougars on top. 10-6 Globe. Tigers is Dalton's going to make a throw over to first and check the runner. Trent Williams at first, and the crowd is getting amped up for this. Again, going to throw and check the runner at first. But he is safe.
Both Dalton and Williams smiling a lot on this one. They know that they're going to try to keep each other at check.
And the pitch is in and looked at by Tate for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Runner on first base for the Cougars, and Dalton's going to step off the mound as Tate steps up out of the batter's box. Regroup here. And from the stretch, he steps back, almost looked like almost a balk there, but he even looked up at the ump after that. Here comes the pitch, and it's a grounder, a chopper grounder is going to go bounce over the first baseman's head, bobbled by the right fielder. It's bringing around Williams to third base, and he's going to be held up at third as Jake Tate ends up getting a double out of that. I don't know, Ty, would you call that a base hit, the way that was?
You know, he did that where just the first baseman could not jump up to get that one. A nice hard grounder, but it took a high hop, and it hopped right over the first baseman's head and rolls out into right field. And just speed by Tate, he gets around to second. So now Shelo has runners at second and third, no outs.
Bringing Jake Reed ahead to the plate. The first pitch is in, an off-speed pitch, but high for ball 1. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position with no outs for the Cougars. Still 10-6 is our score in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch in, and it's contact made. High pop-up towards center field, and second baseman and center fielder are on it, but can't make the call. It's going to drop in for a base hit, bring it around. Trent Williams to score.
What is he doing?
They're saying that these guys didn't tag up, and the fans are yelling that he didn't tag up. Reed had hit a high fly ball. He somehow gets off the base, and they end up tagging him out. The fans are yelling, "Throw it home!" But
you know, Reed
seems pretty sure that they tagged
Reed
up.
had hit that one out into center field. Second baseman goes out to make the catch. Center fielder comes in. They both are calling each other off, and the ball drops. And Reedhead was mad. He throws the bat down, knew he hit a pop fly up there that was going to be a caught ball, and they end up dropping it. He gets over to first, and he didn't know. He thought he was out. And it looks like we have an intentional walk there, or what'd they do? They just sent Lettner right to first base. But then after Reedhead gets in that, he gets in like a little pickle between first and second, trying to see if they could get the runner home. And they kept working him, and they're watching home plate. And then they tag Reedhead out at first.
So they intentionally walk Lettner.
And they're doing the same.
And they had a
substitution there. Hitter 23 is in, Isaacs.
So we had a sub in for Isaacs, number 23. We don't know who that is. We don't have that on the roster.
But they intentionally walk him also, so now they load the bases up, and that's going to bring up number 9,
Chandler. It's just an interesting decisions by the Tigers, but
and Chandler Nicholas 1 for 2 today, a walk and a nice single. And then he'll foul that one back.
1-1 on the count. Bases loaded. Only one out. 11-6 is our score. In the bottom of the 6th inning, here comes the windup from Dalton. Pitches in and contact's made. High fly ball in the infield. Shortstop's on it. Second baseman's calling on it, and it drops.
So now, infield fly rule. They automatically called him out on that one. So that'll be the second out of the inning here. Still bases loaded. And swung and a foul ball going back.
He's 0 for 3 this afternoon.
Joey King.
So you got to wonder if the Tigers were looking at the next 2 batters in line, looking at out number 2 and 3, and the decision to load up the bases.
Yeah, we talk about that mental note. They know that they want to get to the batters that have probably been 0 for 3 or 1 for 3 or whatever today, and so they intentionally walk those other 2 that have actually had some hits and had advanced runners in that, and so they bring up the latter ones here with 2 outs. Dalton with the pitch, and a grounder right back up to the pitcher. Dalton controls it and able to throw it over to first for the 3rd out to retire the inning. So a little smart play by the Globe Tigers coach to intentionally walk a couple players, and then that way they knew they had to make 1 out at any of the bases.
That'll retire the side. You're listening to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane, That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Sholo, Arizona. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. As the score here at the bottom of the sixth, sorry, at the top of the seventh, we enter the top of the seventh. The scoreboard is actually wrong out here. Is 11-6. Cougars are still on top, but the Tigers have done a great job of working their way back into this game.
Yeah, the Cougars bring in a new pitcher, Brian Reed, number 23. We believe that's the name of the pitcher there. And Isaac had a great day. Able to get out of that last inning there, striking the batter out. But they do allow the Globe Tigers to get a few more runs in there. But last inning or last bats, the Cougars able to get one more, so bringing the score 11-6, top of the seventh here. Brian Reed going to do some pitching for the Cougars.
Bringing up to the plate, Jeremy Jones. He's 1 for 3 in the afternoon for the Tigers. And again, 11-6 is the score at the top of the seventh. And this is go big or go home right here. And of course, we're in a single elimination playoff baseball as the Tigers try to stay in this thing. First pitch is in, fouled up off into the backstop for strike number 1.
Reed, a right-handed pitcher here. And Isaacs, I believe, was a left-handed pitcher. So,
and a nice curveball out of the outside corner. Catches Jeremy Jones chasing that one for strike 2.
Yeah, it had some good curve on it.
Pitch is in, fastball, and it's drilled up the middle. Hits a nice hop off the pitcher's mound out into the outfield. And Jeremy Jones will get a single out of that. So 1 man on. Jeremy Jones on first base, bringing up Martin Reed to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He's hit by a pitch earlier in the game as well. No outs. Top of the seventh, pitch is in, swung on and missed by Reed for strike 1. Nice fastball, right, almost a rising fastball there, down the middle, but up a little bit high up, but where his hands are at. Good placement by Reed. Here comes the pitch. Curveball drops into the strike zone as Reed watches that for strike 2. We got 2 Reeds. We got a Reed pitching and a Reed batting. So I should use first names. That might be confusing. And batter's going to call for a quick time and step up out of the box. He's probably thinking like, yeah, I could use a big cheeseburger right about now. 0-2 on the count. Here comes the pitch from Brian Reed. It's a changeup or a dropping curveball. One of the two had a huge movement on that, but it ends up in the dirt for ball 1.
Edwards able to get down and stop that one, keep it in front of him. Hold the runner at first.
Yeah, nice stop by Edwards. And again, the same pitch, but this time he executes it much better, and Reed goes down swinging for strike 3.
Yeah, he's got a really good curveball there. He's able to got that control. He can drop that right in there.
Tons of drop and a nice speed change as well. Here we go again with Jake Chesley at the plate. 1 runner on, 1 out. We still have Jeremy Jones on first base. And the coach is going to bring the players into the mound for the Cougars for a quick huddle.
I think they're going to give the coach going to give Brian Reed a little reminder here. Now this is Chelsea. You got to remember, Chesley needs to be pitched a certain way or so because he has the big bat.
Although he does have a couple strikeouts on him, but again, Isaacs knew what he was doing. We got a new pitcher on the mound now, Brian Reed, taking the lead for the Cougars, trying to wrap up this game. These guys are 2 outs away from a victory here, but they do have 1 runner on, and we saw last inning how those rallies can get started.
Yeah, 2-out rally, and the Globe was able to get a few scores on the board there.
So no balls, no strikes on Chesley yet, as we got a runner on first base, and here comes the delivery from Reed. It's fouled up the first base side from Chesley.
Chesley trying to make a big swing, get a little ahead of that one, and kind of caught that down close to his hands there and just fouls that one back towards the first base.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch is high for ball 1. Before this game, at least for our stats that are reporting, Chesley's only had 1 other home run this season. Next pitch is in for ball 2, low.
Now, some of his previous bats, I mean, they've been foul balls, but he still had some good hits that have gone out far.
And that pitch called a ball. Some discussion to be had from the
yeah, that's the one we sit there and say, you know, he calls a strike low, some low ones as strikes, and then that one's kind of low, but calls that one a ball.
So that'll be ball 4, putting Chesley on the base, moving Jones over to second. So we got 2 runners on, still 1 out in the top of the 7th. Those Tigers are trying to get some movement happening here, bringing Braden Dalton up to the plate. He was pitching for the Tigers. Still pitching.
Yeah, last couple innings he's been pitching, so.
And Chesley's going to bring out a pinch courtesy runner, number 16. Let's see if we can find out who that is. Looks like Chris Armenta will be running in place of Chesley. So Dalton up at the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Runners on first and second. And the pitch from Reed is hammered down the third base line, and they are calling that fair. Here comes Jeremy Jones to score for the Tigers, and it'll advance Armenta all the way around to third base. That'll be a double for Braden Dalton.
It was a good hard hit, and it just bounced right over the third base and then goes out into foul territory, but it's called fair ball, and he works his way around to second base, and they bring in 1 score.
So still 1 out, and they put one more up on the scoreboard. 11-7 is the score here. Cougars on top, 11-7 is the visiting Globe Tigers, and Dalton is going to bring in a courtesy runner. And that's number 3 for the Tigers. And we don't know quite sure who that is. Pitch is in and hit, made contact, but the first baseman, Nicholas, is going to catch that pop-up.
I think that made a quick bounce right here.
Made a bounce, okay.
And that's why he went over and tagged the base.
Regardless, that was in foul territory, so that'll end up just being strike 1. And the next pitch is in the dirt for ball 1 to Riley Klein, who's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. 1-1 pitch is called strike as Klein watches that come in.
This is where Brian Reed he's got to hit him the count.
And he does a quick windup, swing on, but it hit, foul tip. Runner takes off towards first, thinking it was a drop third strike, but it was looked like he made some contact on that. So
yeah, I think it tipped the tip of his bat there.
So he'll remain 1-2 in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third still. Braden Dalton has a courtesy runner for him, but we're not sure who that is yet. And Chris Arminta is on third base for the Tigers. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Reed. It's in the dirt, but nice stop by Edwards. Keeping that in front of him and keeping the runners secure. Brings the count to 2-2. And Reed from the full windup. Here comes the pitch. Another one in the dirt. Swung on and missed. Here comes the drop third strike, and they're going to throw down to first to make the out.
Brian Reed throwing those in there, trying to get Klein to chase them, and he does. Klein really stretching out to get that one. It was on the outside, and that's why Edwards not able to come up with it, but he's able to throw him out there on the drop swing.
Nice job by Edwards on that ball was thrown in the dirt by keeping that ball in front of him, still being able to throw. That could easily have been a drop third strike base.
Right.
But he makes the out at first regardless. And bringing up Cameron Taylor, he fouls off the first pitch on the third base line.
So Brian Reed here with just one out to close this one out for the Cougars, but they do have runners on second and third.
Scores 11-7. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's called strike as Taylor watches that one. So he goes down in the count really quickly, 0-2. And Reed pitching from the windup here, not even focusing on the runners, just trying to get the batter out, and he does. He goes down swinging for strike three, and that will be the game as the Cougars tie things up here in the top of the seventh inning. 11-7 is your final score here in Sholo. We'll take a quick break, a couple minutes break here. And you're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be right back for a couple of mentions from the game.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Sholo, Arizona. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball. Presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7, KNKI, Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, Kopaniki Communication Station. And the final score here from the Sholo Cougars against the visiting Globe Tigers is a score of 11-7. As they take care of business in the top of the seventh inning, remaining that 11-7 lead. And we've got a couple things to mention here, Ty. Great game, by the way. A lot of hitting today, a lot of great offense that we saw. And that actually brings us to our Beeler Orthodontics straight line drive of the game. Live to smile, love your smile. That's Beeler Orthodontics. And gosh, we had so many drives of the game to choose from. I mean, we had a couple of honorable mentions here that I'll kind of mention. We had Lettner had a couple of line drives, hard hit by the Cougars, and of course we've mentioned several times. We can't forget the 2-run shot that Chesley had, Jake Chesley from the visiting Tigers, who had in the first inning to start the game off. That was the only lead that the Tigers had all game long, was the one that was started off by Chesley earlier in the game. But regardless, we had to go with a play that was just an amazing play, and I believe that was in the 4th or 5th inning. We saw Zach Edwards. He had a triple.
Yeah, Zach Edwards being the catcher there for the Cougars. We talked about him earlier that he has some wheels, and he hit a nice shot. Nice shot, went and rolled all the way back. I think it was a one hop to the fence, and he already knew he was going to third. He knew it, and he was flying the whole time. Like you said when we were talking about earlier in the game, by the time they picked the ball up and got it back in here, and it wasn't like they were taking their time or anything, they got it back inside the field quickly. But Edwards was already going around to third.
He was already rounded, yeah. Yeah, and then not only that, he has a nice triple. It ends up scoring 1 or 2 runs ahead of him, and then the next pitch in, he steals home on an overthrown pitch.
Right.
So after all that running, 1 pitch away, then he runs in and he makes it all the way home. So Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. Straight line drive of the game goes to Zach Edwards. Congratulations, Zach. And that brings us on over to our Deemer's Glass, smoothest glass play of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. And Deemer's Glass play of the game. Ty?
The Globe had a couple pitchers that they went in there, but one of the last pitchers they had was Dalton. And Dalton, I believe he was a right-handed pitcher. Mm-hmm. And the first one, I think he had a line drive right back at him, and it kind of surprised him that his glove was right at the right spot to catch that one, and caught that line drive for the out. And then the next time, it was
Brett
Reisdorf hits another line drive right back at him, and he puts his glove up and catches it. So great play defensively by the pitcher to catch 2 line drives right back at him.
Yeah, Reisdorf drills one right at his face.
Yeah. Reisdorf thought he was going to get some bases in that.
Yeah. And Dalton, lucky enough just to get his glove there, much less catch that ball. And you saw everybody jump up from the Cougars bench, in victory, sort of from the hit, and then immediately responded by
Yeah.
And so that's our smoothest glass play of the game, Deemer's Glass, smoothest glass play of the game, and we're going to give that to Braden Dalton. So congratulations, Braden Dalton. And again, Deemer's Glass, if you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. They're hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. That's Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back. We've got the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game that we don't want to forget about. And, of course, the player of the game is brought to you by the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260. And we'll be right back with the player of the game. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injury.
I just downloaded the program, so I don't know everything. I got to still learn.
10 seconds. Here comes your audio.
And welcome back to Show Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7, worldwide on iTalk1067.com. And Ty, we had an amazing game here, a fun one to watch, that's for sure. A lot of action here, and some great shots by our White Mountain Youth Production. Look at that shot, man! What a great shot! Two good-looking guys there behind the backstop. I mean, you can't beat that. So,
and you know, give credit to the Globe Tigers. I mean, they played a great game. They really did. They had great offense, great defense, some good plays. You know, and now they're going to have to make the trip a little down to Globe, a little ways for, unfortunately, coming up short on this one. I mean, like we talked about, it's a one-game advancement. So
that's right. They came off right off the bat with a couple of big hits. Not only the home run, but we saw it followed up by a double after that, and it's just some hard hit balls in the first inning. But regardless, the Shiloh Cougars come out on top. 11-7 is their final score here, and that brings us to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Player of the Game. And of course, the Player of the Game is brought to you by the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260. And Ty, who did you have for the Player of the Game?
Well, you know, we both went, and as we were talking about it, we're going, who's the Player of the Game? And we both looked at each other. We both said the same name. So I think we both are in agreement that, is it Tanner Isaac?
Yep.
Tanner Isaac pitched the first game. He went all the way through 6 innings pitching. And I think he had around 10 strikeouts. Very good control of his pitches, putting them in there, having the batters chase some of them in that. And some of them went down just looking. I mean, we talked about Chesley having the home run in the first inning, and then his next 2 were strikeouts.
That's right.
One looking and one swinging. So
we saw a lot of ball placement by him, some speed changes, very intentional.
Yes. Yeah, he did very good control, and he had some good speed. Even into that 6th inning, he still had a good fastball that was coming in there pretty hot.
That's
so
right.
Player of the Game, I'd give it to Tanner Isaacs.
So congratulations, Tanner Isaacs, for being the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Player of the Game this afternoon. Again, the final score here, Show Cougars on top. They will be advancing 11-7 against the visiting Globe Tigers, and that'll do it this afternoon for baseball here. This is Blake Murchison, backstop alongside Ty Moore, and we will see you guys next time. Show Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, and iTalk1067.com. Local sports are also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopanicki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.